It is 2009. Barack Obama gets elected president, Norway wins the Eurovision Song Contest, and a small indie group called 21Pilots start their journey on becoming one of the most successful indie pop bands of all times. To be fair, it won't be until 2013 that the two musicians Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn reach worldwide recognition. But even in their early days, it became pretty clear that this band is something special. Debuting with the album 21Pilots, they quickly set the stage and raised the bar with this excellent piece of art. Everything since then is history. Each album better than the last, and each album getting more awards than the last.
21Pilots!
21Pilots!
Stressed out, 21Pilots. Cheers.
But then 2021 hit. It has been 3 years since their last release, when the duo announced their next work of art, Scaled and Icy. Everyone was pumped, everyone was looking forward to getting new and exciting songs from 21Pilots. But then, something strange happened.
I didn't like much of any of this. This was awful. This was just terrible.
A facepalm manifested come to life.
It's like, I didn't hate it, it just did nothing interesting for me.
What happened? This is some of the most generic bubblegum pop rock I've heard in years.
What should have been another smash success turned out to be a roadblock, ending their 12-year-long streak of straight masterpieces. But what happened? Why is Scaled and Icy so bad? Obviously, to analyze why the current album was so badly received, we have to take a look at what made 21Pilots good in the first place. To determine what it was that was so special about 21Pilots, let's dissect two of my favorite songs, Goner and Holding On To You. Let's start with Goner. While it may seem like the usual sad piano song at first, don't let yourself be mistaken, cause this song does something special. Let's look at the wave. As you can see, the song really is just a piano song. Calm, silent, and as pop as it gets. Except that this is not the whole wave. This little snippet I have hidden is what makes the song so special. If you look at the last part of the song, you can clearly see that something changed. But what happened? Simple. They have changed genre. From calm piano soundtrack to straight up rock song. What makes a song great isn't the piano part, and it isn't even the rock part. It's both combined. It's the idea of combining something so calm and silent with something so brutal and loud as rock. It was this kind of innovation and creativity that made 21Pilots stand out. Their songs were as diverse as it gets, not only changing genres during songs, but during the whole album. And even up to today's standard, this formula holds strong. Just look at Billie Eilish's Happier Than Ever. This song still gets praised for changing genres mid-song, something that 21Pilots did years before her. Look, I know, 21Pilots probably didn't invent this formula. There have been people before them that have done the exact same thing. But in the grand scheme of pop music, this was new. This was special. Different acts from 2013 just sounded the same. If you listen to any Imagine Dragons album from 2012, you would just hear 12 songs that followed the exact same Imagine Dragons formula. So hearing something so different was mesmerizing. It was like opening a new mystery box every song and getting surprised every time. To this day, people still can't agree on what genre 21Pilots in general are to be placed in, which speaks volumes of their willingness to push boundaries of classic songwriting. Let's move on to Holding On To You. While 21Pilots being diverse certainly played a big factor in their uprising, it wasn't just that. The idea of a song doesn't make it great, it's the execution. And 21Pilots were masters at songwriting. Listen carefully to the following line from Holding On To You.
Fight it, take the pain, ignite it, tie a noose around your mind, loose enough to breathe, fine and tie it to a tree, tell it you belong to me, this ain't a noose, this is a leash, and I have news for you, you must obey me.
I have been doing a lot of music myself for a while now, so I've had my fair share of songwriting experiences. And let me tell you, songwriting is not easy. I, for my part, am glad if I can write down something mediocre that rhymes, is coherent, and brings my point across. But what 21Pilots does is beyond me. I don't understand how anyone could come up with such greatness. Let's take a closer look. These lines have everything. Cross rhymes, slant rhymes, splitting up sentences, a whole plot twist at the end of it. This is a masterclass of songwriting. Not only do these lines flow perfectly into one another and use a plethora of different rhyme schemes, it also perfectly gets the point across. And this wasn't just a one-off thing. You could look at any song from before 2021 and find at least one genius line in there. 21Pilots managed to put into words what a whole generation felt, which leads right into my next point. Themes. As you could probably tell, 21Pilots themes were dark ones. They revolved around depression, anxiety, breakups, and other melancholic themes. Singing about experiences so close to anyone experiencing them oftentimes creates a strong bond between listener and a song. So when a new album rolled around, of course people looked forward to getting another batch of relatable and approachable tracks. So what made Scaled and Icy that bad? What has changed? And the short answer, everything. With Scaled and Icy, 21Pilots changed up their complete formula from beginning to end. Let's go through the points made before and compare them to their new album. Diversiveness. Yes, there are songs that stand out like Joker, but for the most part, this is
Some of the most generic bubblegum pop rock I've heard in years.
There are no experiments on this album. Everything sounds the same. Every song has pretty much the same structure, the same genre, the same construction. To make clear how samey this album sounds, let me tell you a little story. Right when the album dropped, I was just outside skating through my neighborhood. So what I did was plug in my headphones and shuffle the album. At first, I was pumped and listened to every song carefully, but after a while I just kind of forgot the songs were there. And after another while, I wondered if I was just listening to one song on repeat. Those songs were so forgettable, my subconsciousness determined them as one big block of identical pop songs. Not a good sign. But what about the songwriting? This surely must have stayed the same. Well, kind of. While the lyrics were still mostly well written and produced, the themes changed dramatically. Suddenly the melancholic and dark themes were just gone, or at least the songwriting has changed in a way that people don't understand it anymore. Just take a look at Scaled and Icy's Saturday. Tyler Joseph explained the meaning of the song as following. Friday night and Monday night could feel the exact same, whether or not we had a show. These are themes that you just wouldn't find on a previous album. A premise so bland and shallow that it just might leave enough room for some forgettable radio pop. And people were mad. People thought 21Pilots, their favorite relatable emo band, has changed to usual feel-good pop. The change in tone was so bad actually that some fans even speculated that this was just another plot point in the virtual scavenger hunt they had with their previous album Trench. And that, bear with me, the Bishops of Dima somehow forced the group to write this album. So some fans hated the new premise so much, they actually speculated if this was just a planned prank for a new scavenger hunt. This kind of stands representative as to how bad this album was received. 21Pilots are an interesting case of a genre and mood change. An album so bad and so different, a lot of fans started to turn their back on the band. They felt like they have been betrayed. A statement as entitled as it gets, and yes, I have actually read that on Reddit some point. But maybe we just have to calm down for a moment. Maybe we have to accept that a band grows just as the people listening to it do. Maybe we have to accept that music evolves, takes different forms and genres over time. After all, isn't it ironic that a band loved for their experimental tracks are hated for their experimental album? Hey there! Thank you so much for watching this video. It has been an absolute blast working on it for the last few weeks, and please understand that this is not supposed to be hate on 21Pilots. I absolutely love the band and their music, and just thought it would be interesting to unravel what happened to their new album. I truly am a big 21Pilots fan. I paid $60 for this. and I still enjoy their music, even though this video might not make it seem like that. But what about you? Did you like the new album? Please just comment down below. I would be really interested what the consensus on this is. And if you liked the video, please consider dropping a like and a subscription. Till next time, bye!